Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining. Doing Archangel Alts, Market Watch, and Analysis, Instant Insights. Sorry, apparently I'm doing the Captain Kirk version. So here we are, Archangel Alts, trading with you or doing Market Watch and Analysis and Stardate 2019. Hello everybody, Archangel Alts here, and we are here to do a market watch and analysis and potentially going back in on positions here. I'm having a tough time not watching it, but it's at this dangerous little place up there. Not the smartest time to go in, but kind of riding out the instincts as it's getting narrower and narrower. I may take an advantage of that. This is always that point where if I saw it doing an obvious arch there, then I would say watch out, it's going to fall off the cliff. But that's not what I see right now. So you know what? We're going to just use this as an opportunity to look at our 24-hour change. So we've got to start with the coin that is Bit. Satoshi, look what you started, man. Or I mean, what, Mr. Wright? Is that right? Dr. Wright? Wait, no. Satoshi Nakamoto is probably a different person, I would guess. I would have to make that assumption, wouldn't I? So, talking about trying to maintain around 38.50, and despite the fact that it has done such a crazy range, we've been up here, and we've been down here, and the entire time I've just been saying, if Bitcoin can maintain 38.50, then it should be okay. I'd like to see it do that for a week straight. Well, it's averaging that for sure. The median certainly hasn't been that in the short term over time, but we want to be able to see that. Let's say that it averages around $100 million in 24-hour volume. I would like to be able to see it do that around 38.50 and that amount of volume without having to have the drastic swings, because the artificial pumps are not enough to prop it up. In fact, looking at it right now, 126, 629, 639, 637, 38. So you can see that even though it is heading up, 647, 48. You can see I'm pointing at the volume right here. It's just so on the nose. I love it. It's crazy. So I don't know that it's going to maintain that range for long unless there is a real. Maybe if I just circle, it'll keep going up. Go up. Go up. Go up. Go up. Go up. Okay. Can't do this for an hour. All right. So that is what Bitcoin is doing. As maybe it's picking up a little bit. Maybe the 3 o'clock range is where there's a little bit of a help, but it could also be that how many bytes does it take to get to the center of A, and in which case, people prime it for the short. So who knows? So now we're going to take a look at the 24-hour volume. I'll go outside of my just range there. Heard somebody else talking about my catchphrase decoupling that is going to be the thing that everybody's going to be all over, and kind of like my 38.50, 38.50, blah, blah, blah. Decoupling is going to become the thing, and people are trying now to predict which coin is it that's going to be able to decouple from Bitcoin, meaning that it's not going to be so reliant on Bitcoin's averaging and current value and current volume, but that it'll be kind of able to do its own thing. So I heard them pick Litecoin, except no, yes. So look at the pattern here with me. And just tell me if you're seeing the same thing. What did I do? Okay, I left my favorites. That's what I did. Okay. So keep an eye on this. And now look at this. Okay, so if I zoomed in over here, and then I were to show you this same range here, does that really look like that different of a pattern to you? I mean, yes, it's in an up pattern. How much up though? 0.125 to 0.14, not 5, but 4. Okay, currently holding around 3. Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing the same thing, but maybe you're right, that'd be great. Don't think Litecoin has what it takes for everything to trade against it instead of Bitcoin, and that's really what decoupling is supposed to be about. So a little bit concerned that, well, you know, I'll leave it at that. I don't want to be overcritical of anybody. We're all navigating quite a crazy market right now. So BCPT in the 1170s. I've been kind of holding this 1155 a little bit. What I'd like to do is I'd like to see it do something more definitive, and it may be hitting a breakout range pretty soon. So I'm going to keep coming over to that in case we do a position during our market watch and we do market analysis during our day trading, because that's what Bitcoin says is apt. So, bad coins, what you gonna do? All right, so Theta has been interesting. It made quite a climb up here. A little bit of the same kind of pattern going on. Somebody could just as easily make a case for going in, not going in there. It looks like, okay, EOS, I'm just not a huge fan of, but you can see it sitting up here, kind of interpreting Bitcoin's little rise in the similar fashion to BTC. Very similar. So I do want to give some merit to the Litecoin thing and just see how different its climb looks in comparison. I mean, it's not all that different. Okay, that's fine. Raven, are you coming up again? Yes, you are. Good for you. We don't have any Raven holding here. But what about the browser account? Okay, there's the drop on BCPT. I will come back to that immediately. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at what Raven is doing. Man, I heard that you're going to be doing this market watch thing. So I thought, okay, so Raven, we have just our 1,799 position. Not expecting that to happen soon, but then looking at what the market is doing right now, who knows? So that huge, big rise of the Phoenix is kind of being mirrored by the down that I was waiting for earlier in BCPT. So I'm going to readjust from 1155, or am I? There's a good chance I will, as long as I don't. So 167, once again, may have been exactly the right time to go in, just the wrong time. And now I'm seeing the correlation that it is making with the bit that is a coin. May continue to go down. Yeah, may continue to go down, starting to build up down here. I'm going to get right underneath that other position at 1149. That is what I'm going to do. I see a little patch there. Well, you know, every time I've done that, it's ended up helping to boost it up when I wasn't already in. So as it's tightening in there, we'll continue to see what happens. $156 is where it dropped there. We were holding at 1155. So Raven, it may plateau there, but if it can go from 610 to 660, could it go from about 650 to 700 and about 680 to 799? Wouldn't that be so incredibly cool? I think it would be. Every nice journalist, or whatever it stands for, had a nice peak here and a nice peak here. It's now kind of doing a more extreme down than what Bitcoin is doing. Stabilization happening with ONT. Interesting range in here. not oh so different from what Bitcoin is doing. ADX. Okay, I'm just looking at what these all look like, and I'm showing you the same thing. Same thing as what we see with Raven, but a much less exaggerated version. And I don't believe that that's a pump going on. I think that it's the fact that it already had some volume going into it. So Bitcoin is really struggling to hold where it is, and those drops are understandable. I don't think that they're outside of the norm by any stretch of imagination. I want to see what NAV. Wow, 667. That's so cool in Raven. Phoenix is now taking its jump again. So that also is really cool. We don't expect to see anything until 444, but if these peaks continue to happen, I will tell you I'm surprised that it hasn't already circulated something else, but it's because the volume hasn't changed enough on Bitcoin to warrant doing so. Very, 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 very interesting. So yeah, let me show you, well, where is Phoenix in the lineup? There's Fuel. Fuel's at 246. And you know what that probably means? I'm going to go ahead and get into the alphabet here, because it might mean that IOST. Yep. Let's see, I don't know if we ever had a place to get in at 196. Probably not. We didn't really miss anything over there, as far as I can tell. But it's getting ready to pop there too. So very good. Let's see if it can make it to 200, and hopefully this time it won't drop. Always a pleasure, except for those times when it isn't. Okay, 1162 is where BCBT is, and I'm still thinking about the possibility of going in there. So if this is the first of two climbs, you know what? You know, I could be chasing back and forth whether I should be doing market watch or live day trading all day long, couldn't I? So where's the bottom going to be this time? I mean, this could be a gradual down, you know, I mean, there's no guarantee that it's headed back up, but it was certainly showing signs of being able to continue strengthening in that range. 1133. Okay. 1134. 1139. Interesting testing going on here. Okay. You know, so much of the market is like this right now. The line between day trading and doing analysis becomes thinner and thinner. So I mentioned in the comments, you know, on a day where people are looking seriously at, well, you know, going beyond the comments even, you know, people are talking about, you know, being angry at Coinbase because they acquired a company to be able to basically do data research on people, and basically they were talking about like privacy issues, and then, you know, if you want to delete your account, then it's actually tough to delete your account, and you have to actually empty your account, but then you have this dust left over, so you can't. And Kroger being fed up with Visa's ridiculous fees. Hit the wrong thing there. Hold on. I said, hold on. There you go. Okay. Kroger is talking about ditching Visa, and the bold, brave, intelligent, smart move to make. Pompliano went in and approached their team to talk to them about considering blockchain technology and using Bitcoin for their payments, and they're seriously considering it, or at least it's one step forward, and they're being willing to hear about that idea. The whole thing, the way that business has gone in the past, I mean, I just, not to be a pessimist or a skeptic in the wrong sense of the words, but isn't there a pretty good chance that they use that as leverage to get a better deal from Visa, possibly? I mean, does Visa really want to lose a big account? Probably not. But I think that's been coming for a while, so it's just now coming around the bin. It could be a big thing. So IOST sitting on the line there. Very interesting. And that same line we see on BCPT. So this is something that we'll go over a lot in the advanced stuff in the paid group, just about recognizing the correlations between these different things. These different coins are doing the same thing as each other, but they're doing them at different places because they have different patterns going on. So, interesting stuff. All right. 1161, 1163. 1161, 23, 1161, 23. Bitcoin is sitting at the bottom of its pattern at 126,365. So it has lost another 300,000 since we were looking at this. And I think that there's going to be an opportunity to go in, but it's very difficult to see the right one. I do not want to get stuck too high. I'm soaring ever higher, but I flew too high. Okay. Just watching that line get established more and more so. And when the middle of the Bollinger and the current position meet each other, it's going to be a signal to people to make a decision, or the bots, one or the other. Rise of the machines. Okay, tricky. Market watch and analysis. I'm focusing on BCPT. Right now it is at the top of the list. Nothing stays up there for long, but it looks like it might be a potential position for us to get into. Raven was, 669. It's doing kind of a high pattern there right now as well. Could come in and test that real quick. Love Raven coin. Love Phoenix. Red Pulse Phoenix. Watching to see whether we catch it on this pattern or not. So, I mean, Bitcoin is trying to decide whether it's going to do a drop or not, and it may be slow and steady, or it may be very drastic, and that seems to be where these patterns are catching. They're kind of trying to lock or not lock in with Bitcoin, and it's undecided, so they're undecided. Decoupling. I mean, it is going to be dependent on Bitcoin for a while, but would be nice to see them be able to come into stronger patterns, which means volume. So nothing really needs to change other than adoption through volume. That really is the name of the game. Singles kind of doing a similar thing to, what was it that we were watching? IOST is what we were watching. Okay. One more look at the 645 that this was doing. Is that continuing to come down? Yes, that is continuing to come down. Okay. 161. Are you going to do it? Okay, and never quite finished closing out. So, I mean, I kind of thought that this was going to keep narrowing and narrowing, and then it would break harder down or break harder up. And if it broke down, then we would just kind of wait, hope that it was a really short down, and then go in. And if it broke up, then maybe wait until that up was done, grab it, get in, get out pretty quickly. Boom, you're done. Okay. So here we're kind of looking at, we're right at where the volume, very low volume, supports the current position. Very, very interesting. I'm going to keep an eye over here. Same thing going on with Raven in the same position. Something tells me that we might see something like it in Phoenix. Yes. More of a weakening happening in Phoenix. So if it doesn't continue that trend for a while, it might actually be an easier one to get into. That'd be funny after all this time. I mean, I've done like 4 Phoenix positions in a row, and the next one ended up being yet another Phoenix after all this watching this other stuff. After all that time, and everybody thought I was done, and it's not done. Poe had finally climbed up out of its low, like 119s, 120s, and made it back up to the 130s, where it kind of, I think that it belongs. So, truth be told, I think that it might be not a bad area to get back in on Poe. If we were working like in several Bitcoins worth of positions at a time, I might consider going ahead and doing that because I think that it'll work. In fact, why don't we just, well, it's probably not going to go down that low. And back to BCPT. It's now at 1161. Oh, is it going to do it? Is it not going to do it? Okay, we went in there. Good. That's cool. That's cool. 1155, possibly. Okay, so a little bit of an extra dip compared to what Bitcoin did there. So how much did we do here? Did I report those TNT positions? I don't know if I did. 1161, so 1172, let's say. 1172, 773. I may adjust these as we go along. Okay, so let's take a look at the 1 minute. Okay, so it's all kind of converging down here now. So we're going to see whether it pops back up. Hopefully it will do it and do so very quickly. Phoenix is weakening a little bit, but it had its up there, so that's fine. Raven, what you doing? Okay, falling about the same. All right, now Bitcoin is faltering a little bit in the 38-39 range, so I don't want it to now pull down our position. Hopefully it will not. Wow, it's really going through a lot of stuff right now. So Bitcoin's got a little bit of emotional stuff it's trying to work through right now. Let's see. Phoenix bounced back. That's nice. 302. BT going in the direction that we want it to go, so that's nice. There's the bounce. It gets to this narrowing and then boom. Okay, so we're right where we want it to be. We just need it to finish the process now. And once again, you can see we went in at 1161. So I'm going to take a very quick look at Poe again, see what it's doing. Poe is probably not going to go anywhere where we're looking at currently. We might try 118. Yeah, we'll try 118 for Poe. And I'm going to cancel out 116 and come back to BCPT. So I do love the irony. You know, we finally get into a position for the live day trading when we do the market analysis. Market watch. So something that I sometimes would look at here is whether it is advantageous to go in for a slightly more shallow position, but that actually helps complete the cycle for the positions we're already in on. So I may go in for another one here. Okay, so Bitcoin is going down quicker, heavier. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of some of this. And I guess some of this. And so we're in this narrow range right here. I still think that it should be able to finish what it started here. So Bitcoin touched down at 33.34 or 33.24. Let's take a quick look over there and then come right back. Quick look at the coin. That is the bit. Okay, so it touched down at 38.34. You can see that there's that slouching arch. Looks like a rainbow. So will it catch itself right here? If so, then we will be able to finish this pattern, and that'll be lovely. This is one of those things where you could go ahead and grab your profit and stop taking the risk. Could be done that way. Bitcoin is still hovering in that range where it hasn't decided if it's going to go flying down or not. Okay, that's what we're here for. And there we go. In the blink of an eye. That's the way it's done. Finally, feels good to accomplish that. Good, good, good. So the irony, now that it has done that, is it free from the bonds of Bitcoin's current pattern? Would it make sense to go right back in? Probably so, but I think I'm going to take that little victory and remember that we're here to finish taking a look at the market. We're in on... oh, we already had those. Okay. So we'll remember that we're in on PO. You have to do the right thing. It must be done when in doubt. Woohoo! Yippee-doo, and here comes the one that makes me laugh. Alright, congratulations us, and if anybody happened to be watching, then they get to celebrate as well. If not, then feel good for us. And feel good for your future earnings when you join us. Subscribe, ring the bell, comment, give us a thumbs up. Come, join, be a part of the community, be a part of the crypto revolution. Join the Crypto Louder Megaphone movement. We're going to do this thing. Yes, I'm jumping right in and testing Ion. I've got my eye on you, Ion. Bing. Okay. There it was, there it was. A little bit of a lag, not too crazy about that. Okay, so pretty cool, pretty cool. So overall, things are continuing to look interesting for Fuel, Fun, IOST, OST, Theta, Phoenix, Raven, Phoenix, PHX, Red Pulse, a little bit PO, a little bit Ion, and I think that's a pretty good list of a call for things to keep an eye on for now. Haha. So I'm going to get to more of the behind-the-scenes work. Happy to have done justice to this time. You got to hang around on the tightrope wire with me for a while for the live day trading, and then we come around to the market watch to make it worth your time and mine, and that's when we get our position in. So never say we didn't keep you hanging and guessing in the process. All right, guys, so gonna have a lot more important stuff in the news, more live day trading. For the market watch side of things, Got to hear more input, so when we start seeing a little bit more of a build-up in things, we'll hear from you more. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. And even though we're currently ending this live stream, don't let it be an end to your crypto dreams. Come join the crypto revolution. Be part of us on Twitter, the hashtag crypto louder megaphone. That's what I'm doing. We're going to create a thing. It's going to be a thing. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. It's going to be bigger than